Hey guys, Colin with DecoNetwork. I'm here with the Zach Dewhurst at the Impressions Expo in Long Beach, California. How you doing, man?
Good. I mean, we're back to a normal trade show. A lot of pent-up demand. It is busy.
No doubt. So I know last year we kind of did a tour of the Long Beach trade show, kind of walked and talked and looked at different stuff, and it did pretty well. It seemed like the people liked that, so we're here again, and let's do it again, man.
Yeah, we got about 80% more vendors here than last year, so I mean, there's a lot of cool things. A lot of technology's evolved over the past year, so let's go.
Let's do it. Let's start walking and talking. Yeah, this show is definitely a lot bigger than it was last year, so you know, and hopefully from now on, going into next year, it'll continue to be this big and maybe even bigger. So if you're still a little bit hesitant about coming to a trade show, this would be kind of a good showing of what you can expect to see. I mean, there's people everywhere. It's hard to walk.
Absolutely. Attending a trade show is like getting a degree in the industry overnight. Now, it's a lot of information overload, but you're never going to learn more and help make good decisions about where you want to take your business, what vendors you want to work with, what decoration services you want to offer. It's not cheap to fly across the country, rent a hotel room, and so forth. But in the grand scheme of things, you're going to save yourself thousands of dollars in mistakes. You're going to build relationships that you can't really do otherwise. So it's a great idea to always try to attend at least one trade show a year. In our industry, easily the largest show in the United States is the Impressions Show Long Beach. I mean, there is no other show like this. It's just incredible. And like we talked about, COVID has not, it stopped this show from being what it could be for a while, and it's back, unlike it ever has been. So like ZSK Embroidery, German company, they have a new machine here, sews 2,000 stitches a minute.
Yeah, pretty
and
incredible.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's over here if you want to check it out.
Yeah, let's go check that out. Personally, I have a ZSK embroidery machine. I love it. ZSK makes really quality equipment, and when I pick out a piece of equipment, it has to be attractive, and I think ZSK makes a nice, attractive piece of equipment.
Right here. This thing is a machine.
It is intimidating. I mean, look at that. The sound itself just feels like quality.
Right? It's a different sound. You know right away it's not your typical embroidery machine.
Yeah, this is not it's not a Cricut. This is, wow. Now, if you don't embroider, you may not know this, but if you're looking at this machine, it does have magnetic hoops.
Right.
And if you're ever thinking about getting into embroidery, it is a no-brainer that you must purchase magnetic hoops.
Yeah.
It will make hooping the product significantly easier. You'll have better tension. Highly suggest making that investment. It's not always the cheapest investment. The main provider of magnetic hoops is Hoop Master. It's also under the umbrella Midwest Supplies. So if you're ever looking at any embroidery equipment, they do make magnetic hoops for just about any embroidery machine here at the trade show. Definitely look at that if you're going that route. When it comes to selecting a piece of embroidery equipment, one mistake a lot of shops make is they look at the amount of thread colors on the machine in a way that it's like, how many colors might there be in a piece of artwork? And that's not the way to make that selection. You need to make a selection of your equipment based on how many stock colors you want on the machine and how often you want to be changing colors. The more colors you have on the machine, the easier it is to go from one job to the next. But you start seeing some of this, this is chenille. Doesn't look like your typical embroidery, but also a lot of these ESK machines and a lot of embroidery, you're going to have specialty effects like puff.
Yeah, the puff is incredible over here if you want to show
Is that where it is?
Yeah. And we have an exclusive interview about this machine right here that will be coming out within the next week or two, so keep an eye out for that because it's going to be awesome.
One of my favorite things about ZSK is you can buy a piece of equipment and then you can later upgrade it within the first year and you pay the difference. So you can get yourself into it, try out something smaller, and then really start taking it from there. So check out the 3D puff. I mean, it's incredible. And then you start getting stuff like this where you're doing a gradient effect. Now, when it comes to embroidery, a large part of the quality of the product comes down to the digitizing itself. I mean, you can't get this type of look without quality digitizing. Just because you have a great machine, just because you have the best hoops, doesn't mean you're going to output the best product.
Right.
Garbage in, garbage out. You have to have good artwork that's properly digitized, and you get what you pay for. So a lot of people who will digitize for practically nothing, the better, establish a relationship, and just know that sometimes spending $5 more on a digitized artwork greatly elevates the quality. And when it comes to digitizing, it's gotten so cheap over the past 5 years, and you can get it done very quickly through outsourcing, or you can be purchasing your own digitizing software like Wilcom, and again, start gaining even more control of how that works.
No doubt. Let's see what else we can find.
You never know what you're going to find at the show. Here's actually a DecoNetwork business outside of the box thinking called Pocket Me. And what Pocket Me allows you to do is it allows you to choose your shirt color. It allows you to then choose your pocket color and even the stitch color. And on top of actually manufacturing the product, they will decorate it.
Yeah.
And you can't do a lot of the things that they're doing here without decorating and manufacturing simultaneously at the same time. I mean, you see that dog is coming out of the pocket, they're screen printing the dog, and then they're applying the pocket to bring it all together. That's the only way you can do that. And at trade shows like this one, this is where you see a lot of the outside the box concepts that you can help differentiate yourself from the average print shop because you have established that vendor relationship and you're taking your product offering up another level. A lot of what's in the room is sometimes very niche. There's laser engravers, there's tons of other processes that they're not the most popular, but the more you can act like a one-stop shop, the less you have to outsource to another, your customer has to outsource to another decoration business, the better you're going to retain them and you're not going to potentially lose them from somebody else. InkTech and Perfectos. Do you remember this last year?
Yes.
So this is a digital hybrid machine. And so this is not DTF, it's different. It is CMYK digital transfers that then are screen printed with a white underbase. So DTF is very much so lower quantity. And I mean, every decoration process has its own time and place. This hybrid decoration process is really ideal for larger run orders. So maybe you have a 500-piece order and it's a full color image. Maybe you don't have a giant automatic that you want to do it with. You could outsource the transfers to somebody who has one of these setups and you're going to get a great price and value through the hybrid decoration method. Right. So always remember that every process has a time and place. Not everything you want to bring in-house. Sometimes you just find the right person who's made that investment and you outsource what you can to them. When
Right.
you outsource a transfer, you've taken out the bulk of the work, and now you only have one responsibility: heat press. Heat pressing takes very little experience. It's extremely quick to teach somebody how heat pressing works, and your equipment investment is so minimal. Not everybody feels like dropping hundreds of thousands of dollars on a giant setup,
Right.
and more so you focus on what you're good at, what you're comfortable with, and you outsource the rest. There's some giant automatic presses in here, screen printing, that personally are intimidating to me, and I've been in the industry for over a decade. I don't want anything to do with it. I know what I want to do. If I get an order that's out of my capacity, outsource it to somebody else. Within DecoNetwork, we do have the outsourced production feature called Deco Link. We have a map that shows all the different contract decorators who have registered with DecoNetwork, and it's very easy to push orders from your DecoNetwork business hub to another decoration shop on DecoNetwork. And again, it allows you to be that one-stop shop. You're not having to turn customers away, and you're just using the technology available to you.
Right.
And it works great.
Let's put in perspective just how big this show is. This is kind of the main hallway, I would say, the widest hallway space, and it's still kind of hard to walk through here just with the amount of people. I mean,
If you're doing this show right, it takes you 3 days to walk the entire floor.
which is why the trade show is 3 days long.
Exactly, and I highly suggest, I mean, everybody comes to the show.
Wanda Bro,
How are you, my
what's
friend?
going on, man? Ronda Pro, he pretty much runs all of Puerto Rico.
Well, I mean, again, that's what's so nice about these conferences is there's a lot of networking opportunities, and you're going to learn a lot from others' mistakes and knowledge. And the more you network, the more knowledge you gain, the less mistakes you're going to make. If you try to do
Absolutely.
everything on your own and just try to learn through experience, it's not going to be the most efficient way. And that's why I highly suggest, again, take advantage of everything the show has to offer. On top of walking through the hall, you have Shop Talk, which are little conferences which you can attend, learn from a guest speaker, and they're going to tell you, they're going to give you a lot of information about what they really know about. And then you also have seminars you can attend. Those seminars are going to be on specific topics, just very similar to the Shop Talks. And again, a lot of knowledge can be absorbed very quickly by attending those shows.
Right.
One of the
these shows aren't just for newcomers, like Charlie Ronda, who we just ran into. That guy does millions and millions of dollars of business in Puerto Rico. He has clients like Bad Bunny, the artist, does all of his merchandise, yet here he is coming all the way to Long Beach, California, from Puerto Rico
It's a flight.
to learn more about the industry and make sure that he's doing it the best he possibly can.
There's a lot of people here, maybe not a lot, but I've met people from Japan, from
Yes.
Australia.
Yes.
I mean, when I say Long Beach Impressions is the biggest show of the year, it's not even close. And it's back.